Consider the following example. Find the sixth term of the expansion of 2 plus 3x all to the power of 20. We can use Pascal's triangle to answer this question. Here is part of Pascal's triangle, and this one shows all the rows from row 0 up to row 8, but we need row 20. So to determine row 20, we need to determine row 9, then row 10, then row 11, row 12, row 13, and so on until we get to row 20. Now that's tedious, very time consuming, takes up a lot of space, and the elements start to get quite large in value as well. Surely there must be an easier way to determine row 20 of Pascal's triangle without having to determine the rows before it. And in doing so, we'll make examples like this and questions like this a lot easier. And there is, of course, a way to do that. Let's have a look at Pascal's triangle in terms of combinations. So here is Pascal's triangle, so we're familiar with that now. So it starts off with a 1 at the top of the triangle there, the apex. And then the second row, so this is row 1, is 1, 1. Then row 2 is 1, 2, 1, and 1, 3, 3, 1, 1, 4, 6, 4, 1 for row 4. And of course, if we wanted to extend that to row 5, that would be 1, 5, 10, 10, 5, 1, and so on. So firstly, based on the index of the binomial, so if that was, for example, instead of being 20, that was say 2, we would refer to row number 2, so the third row of Pascal's triangle, and then we can select the particular element at the position that we want, so based on the term. So if we want the coefficient of the first term, we take the first element there on the left-hand side from Pascal's triangle. This will be the coefficient of the second term, and the coefficient that multiplies the third term, and so on. And it turns out that the elements in Pascal's triangle can be determined directly using combinations. So just using NCR. And in fact, N is the row number, and the column is the value of R, which is based on the position of that element. So R equals 0 refers to the left-hand element, or the leftmost element. R equals 1 is the next element along. So as we move from left to right, it'll go from R equals 0, R equals 1, R equals 2, 3, and 4, until we reach a value of R that equals the row number. So we can't go R equals 5 sort of on row number 4, and so on. So we can think of N as the row, R as the column, kind of like coordinates, really. So we can locate any particular element, in fact, or calculate the value of that element given the row and the column in Pascal's triangle, and then just using a basic combination. And of course, the values of N are 0, 1, 2, 3, so just integers, of course, non-negative integers. And the value of R, so that's the position on that row, can be, again, integers up to and including the value of N starting from 0. And we can use that then to determine any particular element in Pascal's triangle. So, for example, going back to our original example, so if we wanted the sixth term of the expansion of 2 plus 3x to the power of 20, so firstly, the index here means that we want row 20 of Pascal's triangle, and we want the sixth term of the expansion. So remember that the terms start from R equals 0 on any particular row. So R equals 0, R equals 1, 2, so that's the third term, fourth term, fifth term, sixth term will be R equals 5. So this means N equals 20, and we want R equals 5, and as a combination, 20 shift C, so the NCR key there, and 5 gives us 15,504. Let's go back to the original example. Find the sixth term of the expansion of 2 plus 3x all to the power of 20. Now that we have a way of determining any row of Pascal's triangle without having to determine the rows before it, We can then use that to come up with a general expansion for the binomial a plus b all to the power of n for values of n, 0, 1, 2, 3, onwards. So a plus b all to the power of n is equal to nc0, a to the power of n, b to the power of 0. And of course, I've only just shown that for completeness, but b to the power of 0 is of course 1. So nc0, a to the power of n, p to the power of 0, plus nc1, a to the power of n minus 1. So the power of a is reduced by 1, but the power of b is increased by 1, such that the sum of the powers there is always equal to n. And we've seen that before. Plus nc2, a to the power of n minus 2, b squared, plus ... and of course there's terms in between there. We'll go to the second last term. So it's plus ncn minus 1, a to the power of 1, b to the power of n minus 1, plus ncn, so this is now the last term, a to the power of 0, and of course a to the power of 0 is equal to 1, times b to the power of n. So notice that the first term starts off with a to the power of n, b to the power of 0. The last term is a to the power of 0, b to the power of n. And of course nc0 and ncn are just equal to 1. So the sixth term, we need n equals 20, so row 20 from Pascal's triangle, and we want the sixth element along, so that's a value of r equal to 5. So if you recall, the values of r start from 0. Now a equals 2, so that's the first term of the binomial, so that comes from this 2 there. And b equals 3x, so this 3x there is substituted here. And so we can go straight to the sixth term. So that equals 20c5. So remember, the r values start from 0. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 20c5 times 2 to the power of 20 minus 5 times 3x all to the power of 5. Now that's going to result in a fairly large number. So I'm just going to leave it in this form. So that equals 20c5 times 2 to the power of 15 times 3 to the power of 5 times x to the power of 5. And we can express that in some shorthand. In fact, rather than writing 20c5, we can just write it in the combination in this way. So just 20 and 5 in a vertical format there, in brackets, times 2 to the power of 15 times 3 to the power of 5 times x to the power of 5. Let's consider another example. Find the term in x cubed y to the power of 4 in x plus y all to the power of 7. Now by the binomial theorem, x plus y all to the power of n is equal to n choose 0 times x to the power of n times y to the power of 0 plus n choose 1 times x to the power of n minus 1 times y to the power of 1 plus n choose 2 times x to the power of n minus 2 times y to the power of 2, and so on. In fact, the power of y corresponds to the value of r from Pascal's triangle. So in this case, n equals 7, so that's the power of the binomial, and r equals 4, which is the power of the variable, or the second variable, in the original binomial. And that corresponds to the fifth term, of course, or the fifth element on the eighth row, so row number 7 from Pascal's triangle. So n equals 7, r equals 4 for the term in x cubed, y to the power of 4, which corresponds to the fifth term of the expansion, which I know I've already stated. So the fifth term is 7 choose 4 times x to the power of 7 minus 4 times y to the power of 4. And of course that corresponds nicely with the term that we're interested in, since 7 minus 4 is 3. And we can evaluate the combination. 7c4 is a fairly small number, so 7c4 is 35. And so the entire term is 35 x cubed y to the power of 4. Let's have a look at some definitions for certain combinations, and in particular n choose 0, n choose 1, and n choose 2. Now n choose 0 is equal to 1, since there's only one way of choosing 0 items from n items. N choose 1 is equal to n, since there's only n ways of choosing one item from n items. Now for completeness, let's have a look at n choose n minus 1 and n choose n. N choose n minus 1 is equal to n, since there's only n ways of choosing n minus 1 items from n items. And n choose n is equal to 1, since there's only one way of choosing n items from n items. Now, n choose 0 and n choose 1 correspond to the first and second elements of any particular row of Pascal's triangle, and in that same row, n choose n minus 1 and n choose n correspond to the second last and the last terms of that particular row of Pascal's triangle. Now let's have a look at n choose 2. So this would correspond to the third element in row n of Pascal's triangle. And let's have a look at n choose 2 in terms of its factorial definition. So n choose 2 is equal to n factorial over 2 factorial times n minus 2 factorial. So that's based on the n factorial over r factorial n minus r factorial definition. So let's see if we can cancel out these factorials, especially the one in the numerator and the one in the denominator there involving n. And of course we can do that. In fact, we can unravel the factorial in the numerator by effectively factorizing out an n. So we can kind of unroll it. We can roll out an n and an n minus 1, and that leaves n minus 2 factorial left. So n times n minus 1 times n minus 2 factorial is just equal to n factorial. And that's all over 2 factorial times n minus 2 factorial. And that means that we can cancel n minus 2 factorial from the numerator and n minus 2 factorial from the denominator. And so simplifying this expression here, we have half times n minus 1. So n choose 2 can be expressed in a form that does not involve factorials. And incidentally, that also equals n choose n minus 2. Again, based on the symmetry of Pascal's triangle, the third term of row n of Pascal's triangle is also equal to the third last term of row n of Pascal's triangle.